Morning, all. All right, so busy night tonight in the National Hockey League. We got 5 games starting at 4 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock Eastern. Two that start an hour later than that. Half an hour later, we get one more, and then half an hour later, we get another. So 1 point tonight, there's gonna be 9 games on at the same time, and then they're gonna give me some extended time with the Canucks again in the night because that's how the hockey gods roll this year. Well, schedule maker. All right, so with the 5 games starting early, let us first discuss the Buffalo Sabres, who are now 6-11-3 in against the 12-6-4 New York Islanders. And the Islanders have won all 3 meetings this year. So this is highly likely to go the Islanders' way. The Islanders are playing really well. Buffalo, not so much. And the alarming thing isn't just the offensive numbers. So for Taylor Hall, you've got 1 goal and 11 assists in 20 games. That's not good enough. -14 for his plus minus. That's miserable. Then you've got Dahlin at a goal and 8 assists. And of course, he got his first even strength point in their last game. He's a -17. So the defensive numbers for Buffalo are alarming. On the Islanders side, Barzal, 8 goals, 11 assists. That's while playing in a very defensive system. Barzal would score more for a team that had a more wide open system. If Barzal played for the Jets, he'd have way more points. Wallstrom, 15 games for him, 4 goals, 4 assists. He's been very good lately. So yeah, this is 2 teams going in separate directions. Then at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific as well, the New York Rangers in against the New Jersey Devils. Both teams below 500. The Rangers 8-9-3, New Jersey 7-9-2. New Jersey's won both meetings this year. And yeah, I guess New Jersey could win this one too. We'll see. For the Rangers, Chris Kreider's been hot lately. 10 goals and 2 assists for 12 points. Buchnevich has been scoring well as well. 6 goals, 9 assists for him. On the New Jersey side, Sharangovich just doesn't have any luck. He has 3 goals and 2 assists, but again, when you watch them play, he should have more. Miles Wood, 7 goals and 4 assists for him. He's off to a fantastic first half. We'll see if that continues for the whole season. Then 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific as well. The Detroit Red Wings, 7-15-3 in against Carolina Hurricanes, who are 15-6-1. Both teams have won 1 in this series between them. So 6 games left for them. Bobby Ryan, 6 goals, 7 assists, continues to show he has some offense left in him. And Anthony Mantha, I believe he had a goal in the last game, 6 goals, 4 assists for him now, 10 points. We'll see how he factors in for the rest of the season. Jordan Staal on the Carolina side has been a revelation. 7 goals, 10 assists for him so far. And Brett Pesce, who's known as a defensive defenseman, 3 goals, 10 assists for Pesce, having an excellent offensive season this year as well. So that's one of those underrated aspects of his game. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Philadelphia's in against Pittsburgh. Meeting again of the Pennsylvania teams. Philadelphia is now ahead in this series 2-1 after Pittsburgh won the last one a couple days ago. So now Philadelphia 11-5-3, Pittsburgh 12-8-1. Penguins will be looking to add to what they did in the last game. For Philadelphia, Sean Couturier, 9 games played so far this year, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points. Excellent play. And Farabee has really come into his own, 10 goals, 9 assists. It's been a hot and cold performance overall, but when you end up with 19 points in 19 games, people notice. Kasperi Kapanen is picking up his game. He's got 5 goals and 7 assists so far. And Malkin did have an assist in the last game. He's at 4 goals, 9 assists. I'm waiting on that beast mode Malkin that I know is there. And without Crosby in the lineup, I would think he shows up. I would be very surprised if it's not over the next couple of games. If not, then yeah, we are likely looking at the decline of Evgeny Malkin. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, the Winnipeg Jets in against the Montreal Canadiens. Winnipeg 14-7-1, playing very well right now. They've won both games against Montreal, who are 10-6-5. And Montreal, looking like Dominic Ducharme's fingerprints are more and more apparent with the games as they go along. Look for more of that tonight. Blake Wheeler, 7 goals, 16 assists, 23 points. 23 points in I think he's played 21 games. It's not too shabby. Dubois, 12 games, 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points. He has been very apparent in some games, kind of invisible in others. We'll see which one shows up tonight. Kotkaniemi, 2 goals and 8 assists for him, 10 points. This is, of course, a big year for him, trying to negotiate a new contract. And for Montreal, trying to figure out, so what do we have with Jesperi Kotkaniemi? Is he going to be that top 2 center? Is he better as a number 3? And of course, with Danault's contract running out, it's an important question for Bergevin to answer. Edmondson has been a revelation on the blue line, not with the goal and 4 assists, but at plus 18. He is well ahead of everybody else on the team with that plus 18 mark. Absolutely insane. I think Petrie's at a plus 11, which is really, really good too. And yeah, Edmondson, it's fantastic. So we get to the second column and games that start later. At 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, the Tampa Bay Lightning in against the Chicago Blackhawks. Tampa Bay won both meetings. They're 15-4-1. Chicago's 12-7-4. Tampa, Cirelli, 14 games, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points. Excellent season so far for Cirelli. Stamkos, 10 goals, 10 assists. Very reliable. Reliable production from Stamkos. On the Chicago side, Kubalik, who's been scoring some goals lately, 8 goals and 10 assists. And Janmark, who has been fantastic for Chicago in a way that I always hoped he would be for Dallas. 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points. The offense was there. He just needed to get out of Dallas to find it. Then also at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, Florida in against Nashville. Florida's 13-4-4. Nashville is 10-12. Both teams have won 1 so far in this series. So 8 more to go for Huberdeau. 8 goals, 16 assists, and yes, one of the most underrated forwards in the league. I agree. I've been saying that since last season. Carter Verhaeghe, also in that conversation, at 7 goals and 8 assists. The scoring's kind of slowed down for Verhaeghe, but he's still excellent season for him. Erik Haula, the scoring started to pick up for him. He's at 2 goals, 5 assists right now. And Tolvanen has shown some signs in recent weeks that he may be able to get to that top 6 level that was expected of him. 3 goals and an assist in 13 games for Eeli Tolvanen. So, yeah, things are looking up for Nashville for certain players. We'll see if they can get closer to 500 with a win tonight against Florida. At 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, the Dallas Stars at home against Columbus. Now, I'm wearing Dallas because why not? They got to win. They have to soon. Since that 4-0 start, they've been 2-7-4. So they have to get a win somewhere. And I'm figuring, well, tonight against Columbus, sure. Columbus is 9-10-5. Dallas is 6-7-4. Both teams have won 1 game in this series so far this year. For Columbus, on the downside, Domi, only 3 goals and 4 assists so far. They wanted more out of him. And Texier, 4 goals and 4 assists for Texier. Now, the one thing I wonder with Domi is this again a situation of he's better on the wing? That's as far as I'll go with that for right now. Once the season's over, which is only 2 months from now, 2 months and a week from now, we can investigate things further with some players here. But Texier had 4 goals and 4 assists. That's disappointing considering how he started the season. Dickinson, 3 goals, 3 assists for Dallas. If Dallas is going to get themselves out of this hole they've dug themselves, they're going to need that depth scoring. Dickinson, 4 goals, 3 goals, 3 assists is not enough. And Gurianov, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points. I honestly could have put almost any 2 Dallas Stars up there and said they need more from them. And this is something, it does remind me of parts of the last 2 years where Dallas goes through stretches where they just can't score, but they're not getting the goaltending that bails them out of some of those games where they can't score right now. No offense to Hudobin, but there's too many goals going in their net. Simple. And and here they are. All right, next up, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, the Ottawa Senators, who've been on a good run lately, and against the Calgary Flames. Ottawa's 8-16-1. Calgary's 10-11-2. Calgary's lost 2 out of 3 against Ottawa. So if you look at the standings and you say, I wish we were closer to Edmonton, got to start beating Ottawa then. For Ottawa, Stützle's been fantastic lately. 5 goals, 9 assists. And Batherson's been a scoring, just absolutely star right now. 9 goals, 9 assists, Batherson. Fantastic run for him. We'll see how sustainable this is over the rest of the season. Johnny Gaudreau, it is disappointing again now. 9 goals, 11 assists, 20 points in 23 games. And at the end of this season, if Calgary manages to miss these playoffs, I would think there's going to be some large questions asked involving the core. Backlund, 4 goals and 8 assists. I think they want a little more out of Backlund goal scoring wise, but we'll see how things go tonight against Ottawa. And then an hour later, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. The 18-4-2 Toronto Maple Leafs, that juggernaut in Toronto. They're 3-0 against Vancouver. Vancouver's 9-15-2 now. Vancouver's, it's basically done. And I'm not going to try to make an argument that this team can go on the 7 or 8 game winning streak they need to in order to really get back into this. I just can't see it happening. And for Toronto, they're coming off of 3 amazing games against Edmonton. One thing about this is, this could almost be considered a trap game if Toronto lets down at all tonight. So, for Toronto, John Tavares, 7 goals, 14 assists. I think he's accounted himself well in recent weeks. And Travis Boyd, fantastic pickup. 16 games, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points. That's, some cheap depth there, and it's worked out really well for Toronto so far. JT Miller, 6 goals, 15 assists. The offense is there with JT Miller. People complain about his turnovers and attitudinal stuff, but the offense is there. And Edler, the offense is really gone. 4 assists so far for Alex Edler in 26 games. That is not Alex Edler-like numbers, but again, he's nearing the end of his career. I think this is probably his final season, and it's been quite the turnaround for Vancouver in the wrong direction, and we'll see whether or not Toronto just adds another loss, or if Toronto comes in, maybe they let their guard down a bit and Vancouver sneaks out a victory. Let me know your winners in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.